when the thing I also don't think that people realize, and you made a point of telling us, is that not only will it be Social Security, it'll be the rental assistance, it'll be the food stamps, it'll be the Medicaid, Medicare. It literally will upend her entire life. But y'all think it's funny to send her $50 or $30. Who's going to open their door to her and let her come live in your house rent free where she offers you nothing? But y'all think it's funny to send her money to go to a concert.
Yep. And you know what? You just jogged my memory. Thanks, Joe. You know, people say over there, oh, well, I just sent her $1. But like you said, it's not the point, okay? First of all, as an example, look at Lisa Richards, okay? People that have sent her money in the past, when they're not sending it anymore, she's doxing them. She's putting their names out there. So that's one big concern you have to have with anybody that you send money to, whether it's somebody on TikTok or somebody that you send money to that you're buying something off of Etsy or something like that.
She will also turn around and request it from you. Whether you send $1.50 or $100. When she wants something else, she'll go mods as well.
Absolutely.
Sit here and tell her to, in the same breath, you're like, send in, she needs X, Y, and Z. Or you'll say, oh, Maggie, you shouldn't use that money to gamble, but you'll sit in there and mute and block people and consistently encourage her to keep doing what she's doing.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
You hold 50% of the responsibility, because
absolutely
she wouldn't get as much.
Exactly. And, you know, there was a point where Maggie's money had slowed down to a trickle around end of December into January. You know why? Because all of her mods and her friends left because they had it with her. Okay. She didn't have people in the boxes controlling the conversation. She didn't have people in there that people wanted to go talk to. You know, Maggie will have, a panel of all these people, and most of the people are in there just to talk to them. But Maggie sits there while they're talking and begs. And they're not saying anything about it. They're not deterring her from doing it, nothing like that. And when you have people in those boxes to continue the conversation, Maggie's free to just beg, and that's it.
Yep. And they know what they're doing. They're not the one with the intellectual disability. They know what they're doing. And I have never understood in my life why people are so fascinated with being mods, especially for scammers, beggars, and liars. Like, y'all are tripping over yourselves to become her mod for what? Because you get some followers?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
And let's remember, some of the stuff that I've seen Maggie do in the past, if you want to be a mod for her and she continues to do stuff like just over the weekend, how she assaulted somebody in a store because she thought that they took her envelope of money.
Right.
I posted the video of her where she tried to pass off a counterfeit $100 bill, and she knew it was counterfeit. I mean, she's continuing to do all this shit, and yet people are still in boxes with her, and they're supporting the behavior.
Because they want to make excuses about why she does the things she does. And they want to act like, oh, well, I'm helping her, I'm being supportive, rattle. But again, if you get caught up in the crime, not knowing is not a valid defense.
Right. But the thing is, they all know.
Right, I know, but they'll be like, well, I didn't know. That's not a valid defense.
Exactly. The other thing is that, I can understand, okay? I can understand that there are people on this app. You've come across people, I've come across people that say that, they have grown up, in families that other out, and when they need help and all that. The thing is, Maggie doesn't need help.
But she
Maggie
has
doesn't
family.
need the money. Maggie wants the money. There's a big difference. There are people that need help in your own communities. And I always say, if you're thinking of sending somebody money, send it in your own community and send it to people that really need it. Want it, they need it. And Maggie does not need money. She wants money to be able to do things that most of us can't.
Right. I also say that if I come across someone and they're asking, and it may be the first time I see them. Sorry, hold on. It might be the first time that I see them, or it might be that they just need $20 or $30 until they get paid on Friday for gas. I don't talk about them because all of us
Exactly.
reach a valley at some point, right?
Absolutely.
But so that's not what we're focused on. We are focused on people who repeatedly have decided that TikTok is their ATM and they're not even using TikTok properly. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but when you go into certain beggars' lives, have you noticed that TikTok puts a little notification at the bottom about proper donations using TikTok?
I
They
am
are
not.
starting to pick up on it. It comes up, it's a little line at the very bottom, and it will say the proper way to do donations on TikTok. And when you click it, it shows how you can give gifts, etc. through TikTok.
Yep.
It's a new
Exactly.
update. And
Exactly.
like Kesha, because she was in Canada, there was something up the notification became about Canada's election or
Right.
whatever. They
Right.
are paying attention, and so things may shift. May shift. Thank you very much for letting me come up, and I'm just going to be in the comments.
How are you?
Hey, Scammy. I just wanted to say real quick because,
Yep.
like, y'all know Maggie off of TikTok, but I know Maggie from Instagram. And I used to like my Cash App, but this is before I even knew about everything that she was doing. I never knew Maggie was that person. I didn't know anything about her. I told her to stop using my Cash App. And then that's when she started accusing me of stealing money for say Beautiful or Mickey. That's me. That's me.
Well, she always claims that people are stealing money from her once things go. No.
Yeah, but the thing is that she's been using Bonnie's Cash App for 3 years now. 3 years. So
Yeah.
this
Well,
is new.
but yeah, Bonnie is in a whole heap of trouble right now, like that. But
She's been, and then the crazy thing is, I wanted to ask you about this, Gammy. Remember when she had that episode? She said Shawnee stole $900 from her, and when this happened, like in November, December.
yes.
And guess what? Shawnee is now back in the picture. She says Shawnee never did anything. She says Shawnee never did anything to
Of
her.
course not.
That's Shawnee as well.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. Does not surprise me at all. Tell me something. When I just started recently watching her on IG because TikTok is her money pit. I know she doesn't get a lot of IG. How long did you do that?
For about 10 years.
Oh my God.